Did you see that
right.
that memo that Pete Buttigieg sent out to all of his the people who are working in his campaign about microaggressions?
I did not. Is it funny?
If you identified as a person of color, then you were allowed to take this survey. And then it was
So
like
you.
So I snagged one right away. And it was just all sorts of like, are you ever left out of pertinent email chains without an explanation? Have you ever been interrupted or spoken over by a white coworker or colleague? Have you ever? There's lots of that. Have you ever had a white colleague explain something to you? I'm like, what if you wanted to know?
Yeah,
I didn't want to know from a whitey. It
was on a scale of 9 to 10, how much do you dislike white?
Was it a react? So I feel like there's background here. There's content. Maybe because of the gay thing. Black people hate Pete. Okay, cool. Black people working in Mayor Pete's campaign said they weren't being treated as well. And now I hear there's a survey towards the black people working in his campaign asking if they're not being treated well. That's the context, right?
I have no idea.
Insert. Oh no.
This is just pumping the Mayor Pete propaganda into the chat.
Look at these facts he's propagandizing.
They
watch Pete insert artificial audience applause into Pete on CNN videos.
Did you see Pete's?
This doesn't look like anything to me.
Please clap moment. That was so funny.
I think that he's got his own. He's got a please clap moment right here. He's like, please press the clap button.
I like the one where he like said what was supposed to be like a banger and was like, "Come on," and then people give like a like a reserved clap. That's funny. I mean, that ruined Howard Dean and Jeb Bush. You know, but I guess Howard Dean's wasn't really a please clap.
Yeah.
We're going to North Dakota and South Dakota, and we're going to go Wisconsin. Yeah.
That clip is so funny.
And immediately his kid. That's all it took back then. That's all it took. You can grab him by the pussy now, but that man, yeah.
Only Trump. There's a certain
Trump could go, yeah, and grab a pussy right on the stage.
To Trump's credit, he's like he doesn't let it stick to him. It's like he chooses not to be bothered by it, so that everyone else doesn't get bothered by it.
Don.
He's the best.
But I don't think it's not just luck, right? There's something there. He just moves on like he doesn't notice everyone's fussing about this, and then there's nothing to say.
Yeah.
He refuses to apologize.
He's very good.
A normal politician would be like, you're right. I shouldn't have. He's like, fuck you. I'll say it again.
Yeah.
It's locker room talk.
She was bleeding from her nose or her whatever. And, like that would have sank anyone else. And he's just like, it's a viable theory.
Nika Brzezinski showed up at a house party and she had blood coming out of her nose and all over her face. And it's like, that lady did not show up to a party bleeding everywhere. Nobody shows up to a party.
Megan Kelly,
the pretty Fox News lady, asked him about his nasty thing he said, and then he said, well, to be fair, that was about Rosie O'Donnell. It was actually about a bunch of people, but that's not important. What's important is that afterwards, he basically said Megan Kelly probably asked that nasty question because she was on her period.
Yeah,
and
that is true king shit. That's hilarious.
That's all true, Taylor.
I think we should vote on based on who's the funniest. That's how we got Trump.